And now the second presentation will be titled ASE Designs for Alliances, so more for the family. It will be delivered by Maciej Spiess by ASE Polska. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maciej Spiess. I'm a BIM engineer at AT Design, and let me show you some things on our cooperation with Alliances. As what we have in the title, I'd like to tell you about what our cooperation is and why it is more than just creating for Alliances. So we are creating BIM content, and that's going to be something what we are going to deliver to our partners, and that's what we are also going to do something for our partners worldwide. And we want to offer them something for the designers, and they are determinate users of all these elements as Revita family products. That's what I will be speaking about more towards the end of the presentation. So let me start by saying what we are as a company. AEC Design, this is a company supporting for more than 20 years. We are supporting engineers of different types, engineers in the construction process and the construction industry, both in implementation of the BIM technology and the usage of the technology in all the levels of completion of investments in all the sections, parts of the process. And this is happening locally here in Poland, but also more and more widely worldwide, in fact, and scope we are active in. Firstly, this is the sales of software. So we are Autodesk Gold partners. So we offer Autodesk portfolio. So we sell applications being tools for designing, but also for management of different types of processes of information sharing and different types of tools available for designers worldwide. And we not only sell the equipment, we also implement the software in companies. We prepare the implementation process. It usually takes a couple of stages to complete, and different types of companies. We offer the services to the designers, but also the contractors and investors as well. So we have different products in our portfolio, and we also have standards and different types of documents, and also provide consulting services, which needs to be taken into account when you carry out this kind of projects. And also, finally, in the group of services, we also have BIM libraries, and so we also create some kind of standard, some kind of history, and that's what I will be speaking briefly later. And so we not only create libraries, but we also offer some kind of solutions which are based on application scripts for our applications being sold together with Autodesk. And Alliances, the company which has just delivered their presentation with Rafał, very briefly, this is the sales, but also production and support of different types of systems, like different types of fittings and accessories, mainly for sewer, water supply, and roofs. So that's the kind of installations we support as well. And our partner, even more, cooperates worldwide. And there are quite many manufacturing places they have in 40 countries. So this is the interoperability. They have 70 different locations of their fittings within Alliances Group. And all these make some kind of needs, generated some kind of needs for the BIM world. And it plays an important role for Alliances. And there are some needs. They are dispersed worldwide due to multiple number of manufacturers and brands, but also It's necessary to create some kind of content for the families of products, which would be implementation or support for implementation within the group. And these needs are also part of inquiries submitted to local companies, and they also can be completed in different locations in the world, and due to some missing common standard, the results of the work are not always satisfactory, and they may be very different among each other. So this is not the best scenario we can have. So that's why early access needs to tackle this in a different way. So with the leadership of Rafał, at Early Access, together, we have originated some discussions on some kind of standards. So we want to develop a standard which would define planning and creating and verifying of the families of products. So different stages where we can talk about achieving common results which could be comparable each time, every time. And we have also generated some simplification of geometry and the elements to achieve the elements not to be oversaturated with information of geometric and numbers and also the textual information. And finally, we created some processes which would be related to the standard and the creation of the standard. And after having verified the standard, if it is operational, we improved some assumptions which from the very beginning were implemented. So using that process, we arrived to the point where we created some kind of document, and it took about a couple of weeks to create. And so in different meetings, we created, that's how we achieved some final point and allowed us to create a standard for creating of families of products for both the internal needs of early access, but also for the purposes of creation of libraries of products. And these libraries can be used. And so with this simple geometry reflecting the character of products, we also create some kind of representative of the product. It needs to be simplified, not to take too much space in the design. And it also needs to stay within the facility. So when we create this element, which can be combined with this elbow, we need to guarantee right fitting of these elements. So that's why we decided that these elements will take the space, and you will just need to put another pipe when you connect these elements. And another feature, which was very important from the perspective of using this by designers, that was allowing them to create the element which not necessarily is a part of the portfolio of the company. So when you have some kind of angle being not a part of the product line, it is still possible to use this product. So at this angle, there is a series number. So if you change the number, which is not available, so this is custom fitting, that's how we call it, but Revit still allows you to use this element, and you can come back to it later if you wish to replace it with another element, which might be a standard product. And the last feature I'd like to mention here, it is a right direction, very good direction. So this is a very strong limitation of information which is included in families of products, and there are quite many families of products, and they are usually oversaturated with information, and multiple parameters, features, measures, and they are difficult to use. And there are some classifications, and the most important for us is article number. So this is an internal number of the product used by early access, and using that number, you will be able to find all other details, and other things are limited to the absolute minimum, are minimized, not to add some kind of mess, and so not to show information which is not necessary for the final end user. So this is how we created these groups of families, and we are also very open to seeing how this standard is going to operate with external creators of families. How is that going to be efficient within the scenario? Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We are open for all discussions on BIM, families of products and standards. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maciej.